Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Fiction Network. Navigation double comparison. This enchanting Luffy is pushed backwards. The war broke out at the top of the sea in 1520. At this moment, the Heavenly Way compared the live broadcast room to the pirate world, and the character being compared was Luffy. Although Luffy from the original world was excellent, when he turned around, all he had were companions, not a woman who won. Luffy in the parallel world is even more outstanding, awakening his Nika form at the age of only 17. Although Luffy, who lives in a parallel world, is also ignorant of women, what matters is that he is born with a demonic physique. So he was deceived and pushed back by various women. Magino. Xiao Lufei, stop drinking juice. Sister, there's something better to drink here. Peach Rabbit. Marshal of the Warring States period sent me to kill Luffy, and I lived up to expectations and successfully killed Luffy. Is it Luffy who ate the Nika fruit? I have to stop the 5 old stars from attacking him. By the way, I secretly went down to the world to find Lu Fei. No one should notice, right? 5 old stars watching the video. Kapu, good guy. IMM has had sex with my grandson. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. The Advent of the Heavenly Way Contrastive System. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. The year 1520 in the Hyuan calendar. The captain of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates, Portkas D. Ace, was defeated by Marshal D. Teach and handed over to the Navy. At this point, the Navy is preparing to publicly execute Portkas D. Ace in Marinfando. Edward Newgate, known as the world's strongest man, led the entire Whitebeard Pirates to attack Marinfando. Soon, the main ship of the Whitebeard Pirates, the Modebic, appeared at the port of Marinfando. At the brink of war. At this moment, a cold voice sounded. It then spread to everyone's ears. Ding, the Heavenly Way comparison system has descended. Ding, the projection screen is loading. Ding, the projection screen has been successfully loaded. As the sound of the celestial comparison system falls, in front of countless people, a huge projection screen appeared. This projection screen appears directly in front of everyone's line of sight. No. To be precise, this projection screen is reflected in the minds of countless people. Because even people who don't see things can clearly see this projection screen in their minds. At a time when countless people are stunned and unsure. The sound of the Heavenly Tao comparison system came again. Ding, loading chat room. Ding, chat room successfully loaded. Pulling relevant personnel. Tip. People who can join the chat room involve both life and death, but only those who have died for no more than 50 years can join. Those who have died for more than 50 years will not have the permission to join. Edward Newgate joins the chat room. Rox D. Jibek joins the chat room. Munch D. Cap joins the chat room. Golden Lion Shurji joins the chat room. Charlotte Lingling joins the chat room. On the right side of the projection screen, there is a chat room where people constantly join. I haven't waited for someone to speak in the chat room yet. The sound of the Heavenly Tao comparison system was immediately transmitted again. Ding, all relevant personnel have been pulled into the chat room, and those who have been pulled into the chat room can freely speak in it. Tip. During video playback, there is a chance to participate in rewarded Q&A sessions, and those who answer correctly can receive rich rewards. However, the reward recipients are limited to the top 3 in the Q&A session, and those who rank 4th or later will not receive any rewards. The rewards are not limited to Devil Fruit Maximum Ability Enhancement Roll, 3-Color Dominance, Swordsmanship Experience Pack, Body Art Experience Pack, Resurrection Roll, as well as special items and abilities. Tip. During the viewing period, the whole world will be in a stationary state, unable to move, unable to use abilities, and can only take action after the viewing is over. The sound of the Heavenly Way comparison system flooded into the minds of countless people. Keep them in a state of confusion. Especially the Whitebeard pirates. They came to Marinfando today to save Ace. But now I realize that I can't move anymore, how can I not panic? But after being confused, they regained their senses and quickly remembered that the Heavenly Way had compared to the system. Participating in QA can earn rich rewards. If we can receive rewards to enhance our strength, wouldn't the hope of saving Ace be even greater? At a time when countless people have heavy thoughts in their hearts. The first person to speak in the chat room appeared. Munch D. Cap. Is anyone there? Can anyone see my speech? As Cap spoke in the chat room, his voice also reached the ears of everyone in the chat room. D. Roger. Ha ha ha. Long time no see, Cap. I didn't expect that one day we could have another conversation, even in this strange chat room. The Underworld King Silbaz Raleigh. Roger. Is that Roger? Spark Jabba. There's nothing wrong with this familiar voice, it's Roger. It's our captain. As long as you speak in the chat room, that person's voice can be heard by everyone. Listening to the familiar voice, Jabba was very certain. The man who speaks under the name of Roger in the chat room is truly Roger. D. Roger. It's been years since we last met, both of you. The Underworld King Silbaz Raleigh. I really want to sit with you again and have a drink, Roger. Spark Jabba. I miss you so much, Roger. D. Roger. There will be a chance. The Warring States period of Buddhism. Roger. D. Roger. But on the other hand, I'm really happy to hear your familiar voice again. Steelbone Kong. Humph, what if you can hear me? You're just a dead person, G.O.L.D. Roger. Douglas Barrett. Is Steelbone Kong, the Commander-in-Chief of the Navy Headquarters, actually a foolish person? The person who claimed to be the Heavenly Tao comparison system just now said that there will be a movie-watching QA session, and the person who answers correctly has a chance to obtain a resurrection scroll that can be resurrected. Who is the person who wants Roger to be resurrected the most in today's world? So it should be the crew members of Roger's team, including Barrett himself. Barrett's dream is to defeat Roger and become the strongest. However, after Roger's death, Barrett no longer had a goal and began to want to destroy the world. If Roger can be resurrected, Barrett can regroup, try again to challenge and defeat Roger. Buddha Warring States. Douglas Barrett, you bastard, pay attention to your tone. Douglas Barrett. If you scare me, just save it, Warring States. D. Roger. When I'm resurrected, we need to sit together and have a good drink, Cap. By the way, I have something to ask you. What Roger said has something to ask, naturally it's about his son Ace. However, this chat room is open to everyone, and Roger doesn't want to ask about his son Ace in the chat room, fearing that it may cause trouble for Cap. But what Roger didn't know was, the senior management of the Navy already knows that Ace is his son and has been adopted by Cap. Moreover, what Roger didn't know was that his son Ace was about to be publicly executed. Munch D. Cap. Go, 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 who wants to sit with you for a drink? I'm so familiar with you, Roger. Rox D. Jibek. Seeing how close you two are, I can't help but get angry. Joel D. Roger, Munch D. Cap. Back then, on the battlefield of the Valley of God. It is the collaboration of a group of strong individuals such as Roger and Cap. It was only then that Rox was defeated that he couldn't help but feel furious when he thought about the Battle of God's Valley that year. Because he never expected that the Navy would join forces with pirates to deal with him. Munch D. Cap. Did you even appear in the chat room? Rox. Joel D. Roger. It's really nostalgic, Lox. Lox D. Jibek. Memories. That's really ironic, Roger. Chapter 2. Is there Roger's shadow on Luffy's body? You are listening at novel full.audio. D. Roger. Don't say that, Locks. You were always my goal back then. Roger's statement is true. In the old days, Rocks was undoubtedly the world hegemon. Roger's dream is to be able to conquer the rocks, become the unique strongest in the sea, and become the freest person in this sea. Locks D. Gibek. Full of lies, Gold, Roger. Joining forces with the Navy on the battlefield of the Valley of God, is this what you're doing to pursue your goals? D. Roger. There's no way, you were too strong at that time. Wang Ji. Captain Locks, after you die, Roger has made a name for himself, becoming the Pirate King. Locks D. Gibek, it's just a Pirate King who doesn't get my approval. The Underworld King Silbaz Raleigh. Don't think too strongly of yourself, Locks. Why does Roger need your approval? Locks D. Gibek. Wait, you guys. When I get the resurrection roll from the reward, I'll show you what a true Sea King is. Sakaski. No evil can escape the punishment of justice. If you really resurrect and recreate this sea, I will put an end to you. Locks D. Gibek. It's been a long time since I heard such arrogant words. Who is this little ghost? Wang Ji. The general of the Navy headquarters, who has the ability to produce magma fruits, is a truly crazy dog. Locks D. Gibek. I've killed General before, and I really want to see the power of this General Mad Dog. The Navy is the standard configuration of the three major generals. In the era of Rocks, it is unknown who became a great general. But in the era after the end of the Battle of God's Valley, the person who was promoted to the rank of Grand General was the Warring States period, Zifa. As for Cap, he refused to become a general. The Battle of God's Valley has been over for so long, and there are only 2 generals in the Navy headquarters. It can be imagined that the naval headquarters is close to a general, and the high-level officials who can be promoted to a general are almost cut off by the Rocks pirates. It can be inferred that even if Locks had killed a general, it was not surprising. Amidst heated discussions in the chat room, the sound of the Heavenly Tao comparison system reaches everyone's ears. Ding, the comparison video will be played soon, and the protagonist of the comparison video is Munch D. Luffy. Tip. The viewing video will play a video from the perspective of Munch D. Luffy in this world and Luffy in the parallel world. Munch D. Cap. Luffy. The Warring States period of Buddhism. Munch D. Luffy. Isn't this Kapu your grandson? Kuzan. Ah la la, it's really a bit surprising that it's Mr. Cap's grandson. Gold, Roger. Parallel worlds. Is it true that the world we live in is not the only one? Is there a world similar to ours? Spark Jabba. It's fake. How could there be any parallel world? Baisho Kaiduo. What's surprising about this so-called Heavenly Tao comparison system? But it can still bring our whole world to a standstill, force videos to play in our minds, and even drag dead people into chat rooms. It's not surprising to think about parallel worlds. Although parallel worlds may sound a bit unbelievable. But the problem is, they have already experienced too many incredible things now. For example, the world is paused, they are pulled into chat rooms, and even dead people are in it. A series of strange events have occurred, and now Kaido is completely not surprised by the so-called parallel world. Locks D. Gibek. But then again, why is the protagonist of the video playing the grandson of that guy Cap, Munch D. Luffy? Is that guy very unusual? Wang Ji. There's nothing unusual about it, right? I read in the newspaper that that guy's current bounty is only 300 million Bailey, and he's just a real little character. Gold, Roger. What are you talking about? 300 million bounties. The bounty is something that only pirates have, not the navy. Is it true that Cap's grandson, Luffy, is a pirate? The underworld king Silbaz Raleigh. You're right, Roger. Cap's grandson, the Straw Hat Boy, is indeed a pirate. Roger. Ha ha ha. Your grandson has become a pirate, Cap. Your grandson has become a pirate. After receiving the definite news, Roger couldn't help but burst out laughing. In the old days, one of Roger's most recognized opponents was Cap. Roger, who was then a pirate, had repeatedly persuaded Cap to become a pirate like him. But every time it was rejected by Cap's honest words. And Kapu also said at the time that his son and grandson would inherit his will and become a powerful naval soldier. But as a result, Roger now learned that Cap's grandson had gone to become a pirate. How could he not laugh? Cap. Shut up, Roger. Hearing your laughter makes me want to punch you. Roger. Raleigh, have you ever seen Cap's grandson? What kind of person is he? Tell me quickly, I'm just so curious. The underworld king Silbaz Raleigh. Cap's grandson, the Straw Hat Boy, although his current strength is not strong. I saw your shadow on him, Roger. He is not a simple pirate. When he was in the Shampoo Islands, Raleigh had met Luffy. And he did indeed see Roger's shadow on Luffy, which is absolutely not wrong. Beast Kai Duo. Are you dazed with your old eyes? The underworld king Raleigh saw the shadow of Roger on a young ghost who was still wet and wet. Those who didn't know thought Roger was some kind of little character. Bondewold. Did you see Roger's shadow on Cap's grandson? Are you saying that Cap's grandson Luffy is actually Roger's son? Lox D. Jibek. This is really surprising news. Red Count Baroic Leadfield. Roger, what did you do before you died? How did you get your shadow on Cap's grandson? Roger. Go to hell with you guys. How could my grandson be Roger's son? Amidst heated discussions in the chat room. The sound of the Heavenly Way comparison system is once again transmitted to everyone's minds. Ding, the movie watching video is currently loading. Ding, the movie watching video has been successfully loaded. Ding, the movie watching video is about to be played. As the sound of the celestial comparison system falls, you can see the projection screen, which was originally in a black state, slowly emerging with light and then starting to play the picture. Chapter 3. Roger. Luffy will become the Pirate King. You are listening at novel full.audio. The first thing to play is Luffy from the original world. When Lu Fei was a child, he helped the village chief in Windmill Village and received some fruit rewards. Luffy took these fruits and arrived at the location of the back mountain. Here, Luffy met a gorilla who was slightly larger in size than him. The gorilla looked at the fruit in Luffy's hand and unconsciously drooled. Do you want to eat? Luffy asked. Upon hearing Luffy's words, the gorilla nodded repeatedly. If you win against me, I will share all the fruits with you, suggested Luffy, so the two started fighting, and in the end, Luffy won. Seeing this, the gorilla was disappointed and planned to leave, but Luffy still gave half of the fruit in his arms to the gorilla. The two sat together and began to enjoy the fruit. After finishing the fruit, the gorilla bid farewell to Luffy, who also planned to return to Windmill Village. However, on the way, Luffy encountered a wild boar rushing towards him. Luffy thought he was not a match for the wild boar, so he was chased by the boar all the way to the edge of the cliff. In order to survive, Luffy jumped directly down and then fell into the lake. Luffy, who fell into the lake, did not swim ashore because he couldn't swim at all. As he struggled, Cap appeared in time and rescued Luffy from falling into the water. Really, haven't you learned how to swim yet? Cap crossed his arms in front of his chest and sighed. Lu Fei didn't respond upon hearing the words. Listen to Luffy, you're going to become the strongest naval soldier in the future, Cap continued. I don't want it. I want a little more freedom, Luffy vetoed. Upon hearing Luffy's displeasure, Cap raised his fist in anger to threaten him, but Luffy remained unmoved. Seeing this, Cap had to put down his fist. At this point, Luffy had not yet encountered red hair and had no intention of becoming a pirate. He was just dissatisfied with Cap's forced decision to become a navy and wanted a little more freedom. Locks D. Jibek. Is this Cap's grandson? He looks silly. Beast Kai Duo. How old is this little ghost? Can't even swim. Charlotte Lingling. Mama. Your grandson is really in a mess, Cap. He was driven to a dead end by a wild boar. If it weren't for your appearance, he would definitely have drowned. Munch D. Cap. My grandson is just young now. When he grows up, you will know how strong he is. After all, he has inherited my husband's excellent genes. Gerd D. Roger. Cap is right. I advise you not to underestimate this guy. He has inherited Cap's excellent genes and is bound to become the man of the One Piece. Munch D. Cap. You bastard Roger. Gerd D. Roger. That's too much, Cap. I'm speaking for your grandson, why are you still scolding me? Spark Jabba. That's right, you're too ignorant, Cap. Beast Kai Duo. The Pirate King. Can such a little ghost become the Pirate King? Don't joke, Roger. Charlotte Lingling. At the age of only 6, the bounty reached 50 million pele, and by the age of 8, it had reached 500 million pele. I am not much stronger than Cap's grandson, and theoretically, the only person who will become the One Piece King will be me. Joel D. Roger. None of you can do it. The only one who can become the Pirate King is Cap's grandson. Munch D. Cap. My grandson won't become the One Piece. Joel D. Roger. Your grandson will definitely become the Pirate King. Munch D. Cap. No. Joel D. Roger. Yes. Munch D. Cap. Can you shut up, Roger? Joel D. Roger. Cap's grandson will become the One Piece, Cap's grandson will become the One Piece, Cap's grandson will become the One Piece. Munch D. Cap. Damn Roger. If it weren't for your death, I would definitely have killed you. Munch D. Luffy. I will definitely become the One Piece. Gerd D. Roger. Ha ha ha. Look, your grandson also thinks he can become the Pirate King, Cap. Munch D. Cap. You idiot Luffy. Kapu is now feeling numb with anger. He has always hoped that Luffy could become the strongest navy. But because Luffy was tempted by his red hair, he ran off to become a pirate. And it's not just an ordinary pirate, but wanting to become the Pirate King. At the thought of being a naval hero, but his grandson muttering about becoming the Pirate King, Cap couldn't help but feel overwhelmed. What's even more deadly is, all of this was revealed by his arch-nemesis Roger. Cap knew he couldn't lift his head in front of Roger. Roger will keep mocking me. While everyone was arguing in the chat room, the sound of the Heavenly Way comparison system is once again transmitted to everyone's minds. Parallel world Luffy in this world, like Luffy in the original world, helped the village chief with tasks and received fruit rewards. He also arrived at the back mountain and met a gorilla. Do you want to eat? Luffy looked at the gorilla and asked. The gorilla nodded repeatedly upon hearing the words, so, one person and one Scarlet sat together and began to enjoy the fruit. Boom! At this moment, a loud roar came from the forest, and a giant bear covered in scars roared towards the road and a gorilla rushed towards it. The scars all over his body are enough to prove that this giant bear has fought against such fierce beasts, and also to prove how dangerous this giant bear is. The appearance of the giant bear immediately frightened the chimpanzee beside Lu Fei and made him faint. Ding, limited time QA begins. Question. What happens when Luffy encounters a giant bear? A. Luffy fled alone. B. Luffy fled with the fainting gorilla. C. Cap arrived in time, defeated the giant bear, and saved Luffy and the gorilla. D. Luffy competes with the giant bear and defeats them. E. Luffy challenges the giant bear and is killed. Tip. The Q&A is limited to 1 minute, and the first 3 people who answer correctly will receive rewards. Note. All rewards obtained by people in this world will be settled with the same rewards as Luffy in another world after the inventory is completed. The countdown to Q&A begins. Munch D. Cap. What's going on? Why did Luffy in our world only encounter a wild boar, and directly encounter such a big brown bear in a parallel world? Buddha's Warring States. Fool, they all said it's a parallel world, it must be different from our world. Anyway, let's first think about which of these answers is correct. After all, if you answer correctly, you can get rewards. Kazan said, Luffy in the parallel world seems to have a very good relationship with chimpanzees. Based on my understanding of the Straw Hat Kid, he is not someone who would abandon his companions or friends, so I think the possibility of answer B is very high. Luffy will run away with the chimpanzees. Kazan once encountered Luffy on a certain isolated island. At that time, Luffy even challenged Robin to protect him. So Kazan believes that even in a parallel world, Luffy's personality is still someone who never abandons his companions and friends. The answer is highly likely to be B. Chapter 4. Time-limited Q&A begins. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Steelbone Kong. Don't make a conclusion too early, Kazan. Will the Straw Hat Boy in the parallel world abandon his companions? This is an unknown and uncertain factor, and in addition, the chimpanzee is just a wild beast. We cannot become friends or companions with humans. The possibility of the answer being A is also very high. The Straw Hat Boy will abandon the chimpanzee and run away directly. Steelbone Kong. After all, no matter what, the Straw Hat Boy at this time is too young. When he encounters such a terrifying giant bear, his only choice is to run away. Crane. No, in my opinion, the correct answer should be C. When the Straw Hat Boy in our world fell into the lake, it was Cap who brought him up, so we can know that Cap should be by the side of the Straw Hat Boy at this time, and it's probably the same in the parallel world. Peach Rabbit. Sister Crane is right. The answer is C, which is the most likely. Seeing such a terrifying giant bear charging towards his grandson, Mr. Cap, who is hiding in the dark, will definitely not sit idly by, will he? Palyasolino. It's really a bit difficult to make a conclusion, every choice has a considerable possibility. Sakaski. The correct answer is definitely one of 3. A, B, C. With so many people in our Navy, every 3 people choose A, every 3 people choose B, and then 3 people choose C. The answer will definitely be contracted by our Navy. Beast Kai Duo. I choose A. The Straw Hat Boy abandoned the chimpanzee and ran away alone. Red-haired Shanks. I choose B. Luffy won't abandon chimpanzees, even a wild beast can still become companions and friends. Golden Lion Shiki. I choose C. At this moment, Cap is definitely secretly observing the Straw Hat Kid. He will definitely take action to defeat that giant bear. Sakaski. Damn pirate, did you get ahead of us? Let's quickly choose. A, B, C, just choose any one. As Sakaski's speech came to an end, the Navy and numerous pirates rushed to submit their answers in advance. Joel D. Roger. How did you choose A, B, C? Is there a possibility that Luffy from the parallel world will challenge the giant bear? Douglas Barrett. Stop making trouble with Roger, the correct answer won't be E, because the Straw Hat Kid shouldn't have died at the hands of the giant bear, after all, this so-called comparison video has just started playing. Joel D. Roger. What I mean is it possible that the correct answer would be D, that Cap's grandson can defeat that giant bear? Beast Kai Duo. Are you joking, Roger? The Straw Hat Boy in our world is being chased by a wild boar. Can you tell me that the Straw Hat Boy in another parallel world can flip a huge brown bear? Charlotte Lingling. Unless the Straw Hat Boy in the parallel world has the same physique as me, or has mastered the dominance of armed colors, it is impossible to defeat this giant brown bear. Katakali said, as Kapu's grandson, Luffy in our world doesn't have the same level of physical fitness as his mother, let alone the parallel world. As for mastering the power of armed color dominance, it's even more impossible. At this time, the Straw Hat Boy is only 5 or 6 years old at most. How could he possibly master the power of armed color dominance at such an age? The Underworld King Silbaz Raleigh said, Captain Roger, even in a parallel world, the difference in strength between the two Luffy should not be so great. The probability of answer D and answer E is too low. Spark Jabba. Yes, Captain Roger, hurry up and choose one from A, B, and C. If you get it right, you have a chance to get a resurrection reward. GOLD, Roger. The problem is, you've all chosen answers A, B, and C. If I choose again, even if I answer correctly, I won't receive a reward. Only those who answer correctly in the top 3 will receive rewards. But just now, many navies and pirates were all grabbing the first 3 answers. Without a doubt, the top 3 answers have already been snatched. Even if he chooses again, Roger will not receive a reward. Spark Jabba. It's a bit regrettable. The Underworld King Silbaz Raleigh said, but don't worry about Captain Roger. There will definitely be more questions and answers later. Just choose faster when the time comes. GOLD, Roger. Choose D, Luffy will defeat the giant bear. Palyasalino. Choose D. Roranoa Solon. Choose D. Sakaski. Palyasalino, what are you doing? Why did you choose D2? Palyasalino said, there's nothing I can do. When I was thinking about the answer, you all had already chosen the correct answer. I might as well choose any one. Just now, Palyasalino was constantly pondering which of these answers is the most likely. Thinking about it, he realized that A, B, and C had already been answered. Fortunately, he simply chose one like Roger. Wensmok Sanji. Green Algae Head, why did you choose D2? Roranoa Solon. Although I don't think Luffy from a parallel world can defeat that giant bear, sometimes betting is a good choice. In fact, Sauron, like Palyasalino, is always thinking about the answer. I found that all other answers have been answered by someone else. So he also chose D. Chapter 5. At the age of only 5, does Luffy master armed colorful dominance? You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Ding, the countdown to QA is over. Accompanied by this sound, it reached everyone's ears. The originally frozen projection screen continued to play. Is it a brown bear? By the way, I've been in the back mountain for so long and haven't fought against a brown bear yet. Faced with the constant approaching of the giant bear, Luffy's face not only showed no fear at all, even a dangerous smile appeared. Roar. With a roar, the giant bear approached Luffy and raised its palms several times larger than Luffy's entire body, as if it was about to smash towards Luffy in the next second. Munch D, Cap. Luffy. What are you doing, you idiot? Run away. Buddha's Warring States. Wait, Kapu. Since your grandson is so confident and fearless, perhaps it is because he knows you are hiding in the dark that he will come out to protect him. Kuzan. But why do I always feel like this grass hat kid from the parallel world is not afraid of this brown bear at all? He just said he hasn't fought against the brown bear, and now his face is full of war. Shouldn't he really want to fight this brown bear? Beast Kai Duo. Can we say that the correct answer is E? The Straw Hat Boy died in the hands of this giant bear. Munch D, Cap. Impossible. How could my grandson possibly die? Charlotte Lingling. Although it may be a bit strange to see the Straw Hat Boy in the parallel world dying at the beginning of the comparison video, perhaps this is exactly what the projection video is trying to convey to us. People who cannot recognize themselves will die under the power. Joel D. Roger. Don't say it too early, Straw Hat Boy is the man who wants to become the Pirate King. The giant bear raised its huge palm high, but found that Luffy beneath him was completely not afraid of himself. This scene completely angers the giant bear, it didn't leave a trace of its hand, and suddenly dropped its huge palm, trying to crush Luffy into meat sauce. Ping accompanied by a loud bang came the imagined scene of Luffy becoming a meat sauce did not appear. On the contrary, it can be seen that Luffy's arms and fists are still wrapped with armed aura, and with his fist, which is less than 1/10 the size of a giant bear, he blocked the bear's deadly blow, roar. The giant bear was clearly stunned, but then it became angry again, because Luffy, who was treated as a toy by it, actually blocked its blow, which made it feel offended. Without hesitation, the giant bear raised its palm again and prepared to launch another attack on Luffy. It's my turn. Luffy jumped up suddenly and arrived at the chest of the giant bear. Then, he clenched his fist and fiercely attacked the bear's chest with his fists wrapped around his armed and domineering colors. Ping Luffy's young fist was full of power, and he directly threw the giant bear away. The bear's body hit a towering ancient tree heavily, and the tree immediately broke open and hit the bear. Continuously suffering from Luffy's winding and domineering fists, as well as the smashing of ancient trees. The giant bear, as powerful as one of the overlords of the Back Mountain, was completely powerless to resist and fainted with pale eyes. Seeing this scene, the people in the chat room were all confused. Munch D. Cap. Dot. The Warring States period of Buddhism. Dot. Baisho Kaiduo. Dot. Charlotte Lingling. Dot. Gerd D. Roger. This kid actually did it. He defeated that giant bear. The Underworld King Silbaz Raleigh. Is that armed and domineering? As the vice captain of the Roger Pirates and a man known as the King of the Underworld. How could one not know that the power unleashed by Luffy is precisely armed and domineering? But the problem is, Raleigh is too surprised at the moment. Because when I met 17-year-old Luffy in the Shampoo Islands, the other party has not yet mastered the dominance of armed color. I don't even know what armed color dominance is. But Luffy in the parallel world has already mastered such power at the age of only 5. Just throw them off this 17-year-old road in the world and fly a street. Spark Jabba. There's nothing wrong, it's armed color dominance. What is the situation with the Straw Hat Boy in the parallel world? At this age, you have mastered armed color dominance. How big is Luffy at this time? I'm probably only 5 years old. At the age of only 5, master the dominance of armed colors. It's too exaggerated. Munch D. Luffy. Armed colors are domineering. What is that? I don't have control over it. Luffy knew that the armed color dominance was after the end of the Top War. I only learned about it when I was trained under the guidance of Raleigh. The Top Wars have not even started yet. He naturally didn't know what armed lust was. Nami. Idiot, it's not about you, it's about another self in a parallel world. Munch D. Luffy. Parallel world. What is that? Is there another me in another world? Ha ha ha. So interesting. Roranoia Solon. This is also the first time I have heard of armed color dominance. Although I don't know how to train this power, what I can be certain of is that it is very powerful. Luffy in the parallel world, although very young, mastered armed color dominance and killed that level of giant bear in seconds. Wensmok Sanji. I thought Luffy in our world was already strong enough, but I didn't expect Luffy in another parallel world to be an even better monster. Kneeling for flowers, evaluation tickets, monthly tickets. Chapter 6. Roger's Resurrection, Yellow Ape's Ability Enhancement, so. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Beast Kai Duo. What are you joking about? We are also the Straw Hat Kid. How come the Straw Hat Kid in our world is so different from the Straw Hat Kid in the parallel world? After all, Kaido chose answer A. He thought Luffy would leave the gorilla and run away, if that's the case. He can receive rewards and gain stronger strength. But he never expected it. The correct answer is neither Luffy running away, nor Luffy running away with the gorilla, nor challenging the giant bear to die. But instead, he unleashed his armed aura and instantly killed the attacking giant bear with a punch. Charlotte Lingling. I thought the Straw Hat Kid from the parallel world was going to die, and the comparison video had already ended there. I didn't expect. This was the result. Although Charlotte Lingling was only 5 years old, the bounty was as high as 80 million Bailey. At the age of 8, it was as high as 500 million Belly. But she relied entirely on her innate terrifying physique of a steel balloon to have such a high bounty. She is as powerful as her, and the age at which she learned to be armed and domineering is also in her teens. Lox D. Jibek. I now know why this so-called celestial comparison system uses Cap's grandson as the object of comparison, because Cap's grandson in the parallel world is completely a monster. A man as strong as Lox. I was still surprised to see that Luffy had mastered the dominance of armed colors at the age of 5. However, what surprised Lox was not only that Luffy had mastered the dominance of armed colors. Another thing is the courage to face a behemoth that is dozens of times larger than oneself without any fear. Originally, Lox didn't pay much attention to Luffy. But after watching this comparison video, he only then knew how extraordinary the parallel world's flying path was. The Warring States period of Buddhism. At the age of 5, master the dominance of armed colors. Is this guy a human? Is this guy really your grandson, Kapu? Is your grandson so powerful? Kuzan. Mr. Kapu, he seems to be several times more monster than you. Palyasalino. The Straw Hat Boy from the parallel world. He's really a terrible man. Sakaski. If a man of this level could become a navy, that would be great. Munch D. Cap. Ha ha ha. Although it's Luffy from the parallel world, there's no doubt this guy is my grandson. Learning to arm himself with color and dominance is definitely because of my diligent teaching. It seems that Luffy from the parallel world really likes me. If nothing unexpected happens, Luffy from the parallel world will definitely be a navy. Although their world flies. Indeed, he did not become a navy. But if we could see Luffy in a parallel world becoming a navy. Cap is also quite pleased. Munch D. Luffy. I don't want to become a navy, Grandpa. Munch D. Cap. Stupid Luffy. Do you want to taste the old man's fist? Amidst heated discussions in the chat room. The sound of the system also entered everyone's mind. Ding, congratulations to GOLD, Roger, Porcelino, and Roranoa Solon for answering correctly. Ding, congratulations to GOLD, Roger for obtaining a resurrection scroll. Ding, congratulations to Porcelino for obtaining the Devil Fruit Maximum Evolution Scroll, which can enhance his abilities to a higher level while not afraid of the power of the sea. Ding, congratulations to Roranoa Solon for winning the world's largest swordsman's swordsmanship. As the sound of the system fell, the entire chat room boiled. Gerd D. Roger. Resurrection Scroll. Ha ha ha. I can resurrect now. After speaking in the chat room, Roger eagerly used the resurrection scroll. After successful use, Roger's figure appeared in the town of Logue in the East China Sea. That is the place where he was executed. The underworld king Silbaz Raleigh. Great Roger. We can finally sit together and have a good drink. Spark Jabba. Congratulations, Roger. We old folks can finally get together again. Red-haired Shanks. I really miss it, Captain Roger. Edward Newgate. Roger, have you really been resurrected? Per Roger. When this so-called comparison video ends, we can meet Newgate. Edward Newgate. Kerala. It seems true, Roger. You have really come back to life. Pauliusolino said, I didn't expect to choose any answer and get it right. I'm also very lucky. Buddha Waring states. Damn it, I didn't expect Roger, this dangerous guy, to be resurrected. But fortunately, there are also people in our navy who have answered the correct answer. Kuzan. Devil Fruit Maximum Evolution Scroll, and can you also be immune to the power of seawater? You are much stronger than us now, Pauliusolino. Sakaski. The top war is about to begin, you need to give me more effort, Pauliusolino. Kneeling for flowers, evaluation tickets, monthly tickets. Chapter 7 Roger. My son will be publicly executed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. G.O.L.D. Roger. War. Is it about to fight? Edward Newgate. Those scumbags from the Navy have taken my son Ace and are even preparing for public execution. Per Roger. Ha ha ha. You're too miserable, Newgate, being bullied by the Navy like this. Portkas Ace. I'm sorry, Dad, I'm the one who dragged you down. Edward Newgate. Don't worry about Ace, I will definitely save you, even if it blocks my old life. G.O.L.D. Roger. Portakas Ace. Seeing Ace speaking in the chat room, Roger couldn't help but fall into contemplation. Because before his death, he had his own son. I handed it over to Kapu to take care of. And he named his unborn child Ace while in prison. At the same time, in order to evade the pursuit of the Navy and the world government. Roger asked his wife to use his surname. That's the name Portakas, to name Ace. As soon as Roger thought of this, he had a bad premonition in his mind. G.O.L.D. Roger. Cap. Where's my son? Where's the son I asked you to take care of? At first, Roger didn't want to directly ask Cap in the chat room. After all, their identities are sensitive. Afraid of causing trouble for Cap. But now when I think of my son, he may be publicly executed. Roger panicked. Munch Cap. Faced with Roger's questioning. Cap didn't know what to answer for a moment. G.O.L.D. Roger. Is it my son Cap, who is about to be publicly executed by your navy? Munch Cap. G.O.L.D. Roger. That's really it. Cap, you bastard. That's how you take care of my son. You've seen him publicly executed. Based on Roger's understanding of Cap. Kapu has always had something to say straightforwardly. Even daring to insult the Tianlong people. But faced with his inquiry, he was too hesitant to speak up and answer. Roger can already confirm this. Ace, who was publicly executed, is not anyone else. It's my own son. Good guy. Just now I was mocking Edward Newgate. Now this stone is hitting me. Golden Lion Skeeter. Wait. Is Portakas Ace, who is about to be publicly executed, your son? Roger. But isn't that guy the captain of the second team of the Whitebeard Pirates? Charlotte Lingling. Roger's son, why did he become the son of the old man with a white beard? G.O.L.D. Roger. And you? Newgate bastard, how did you make my son recognize you as a father? Edward Newgate. Because Ace is my son, Roger. G.O.L.D. Roger. You're talking nonsense. Ace is my son. Ace, quickly call out, Dad, and let this bastard Newgate take a good look. Portakas Ace. I don't want it. I only have one father, and that's Edward Newgate. Per Roger. I'm your real dad, Ace. Portacas D. Ace. You're not. Joel D. Roger. Damn Newgate. I won't forgive you. Edward Newgate. It's not my fault, Roger. Joel D. Roger. The most damn thing is that you sailors dare to publicly execute my son. I will also participate in this war. I will save my son. Buddha's warring states. Damn it, things are getting troublesome. Kuzan. Is Pirate King Roger going to join the war? This is really a headache. Sakaski. So what about the Pirate King? As long as you dare to come, you'll have no way back. Do you think it's Palyasalino? Palyasalino. Ah. What's going on? Why did the topic suddenly come up to me? What's it to me? Sakaski. Don't try to be silly. You just received a very impressive reward. Your strength now is definitely above all of us. If Roger really comes, it's up to you. Palyasalino. This is too difficult for you to do for me, Sakaski. I just improved my abilities a little bit. What can I do to hold down the Pirate King Roger? Sakaski. Don't take good rewards and don't do anything. I'm watching you. Palyasalino. I knew I wouldn't take this reward. Palyasalino had already planned how to row the water. But now, due to the reason of receiving rewards, make him the target of public criticism. Munch D. Luffy. I will definitely go and save your ace. Roranoa Solon. Let me also participate in this war. I now have the world's largest swordsman-level swordsmanship and will be helpful in this war. Wensmok Sanji. You're right, that guy with the green algae head is really amazing now. Steelbone Kong. No way. Our navy also needs to get more rewards. We absolutely can't let these bastards get rewards. They were very certain that they wanted to take down the Whitebeard pirates. But now, the resurrected Roger is going to fight. Sauron, who possesses the world's largest swordsmanship, also wants to participate in the battle. This has already given them a headache. More importantly, there will be more QA reward sessions in the future. Their navy must strive to receive as many rewards as possible. If the pirates get it, then the trouble will be big. Edward Newgate. Sons, listen carefully. Be sure to keep an eye on me and answer as many questions as possible correctly. The more rewards we receive, the greater our hope of rescuing Ace. Marco. I understand, Dad. Bista. Leave it to us, Dad. Joes. We will definitely save Ace. Sakaski. Destroy all the pirates. Ghost Spider. I swear to follow General Sakaski to the death. Doberman. Pirates are all evil. Since they want to participate in this war, let them see hell. Amidst heated discussions in the chat room, the originally frozen screen continued to play. The original world. After being rescued by Cap, Luffy arrived at the coast of Windmill Village. Coincidentally, the red-headed pirates are approaching the port at this time. Luffy noticed a young girl standing at the bow of the boat. The two of them suddenly stared at each other for a few seconds. Are you pirates? Luffy asked with a displeased expression. Yeah. Do you have any objections? Yuta responded fiercely. Upon hearing the reply, Luffy remained silent and continued to stare at Yuta. Seeing this, Yuta sat down on the railing and said, if you have anything, just say it and let Captain Shank's daughter, Ben Yuta, come and listen. If you're a pirate, then get out. Lu Fei snorted coldly. Chapter 8. Yuta just met Luffy and wants to date. You are listening at novel.Audio. Usopp. Humph. Does Luffy really hate pirates at this time? Roranoa Solon. I thought that guy Luffy had been planning to become a pirate since he was born. Munch D. Cap. Damn it. My grandson was supposed to become a proud naval soldier, but it's all because of this little red-haired ghost. He caused my grandson trouble. Joel D. Roger. Shanks, did you help Cap's grandson become a pirate? Red-haired Shanks. I just let him go on the right path. Gerd D. Roger. Ha ha ha. Well done, Shanks. I'll tell you how Cap's grandson went to become a pirate. It turns out you intervened. Munch D. Cap. Damn the little red-haired kid. After hearing Luffy's malicious words towards each other, what are you doing? Do you want to fight? Yuta frowned slightly and said with displeasure. At a time of tense atmosphere, red-haired Shanks walked up to Yuta and reminded him, don't do this, Yuta. We're not here to fight. There's a very tricky sheriff in this village. Munch D. Cap. Damn red hair, you always come to Windmill Village when I'm not around. If I had known you were in Windmill Village back then, should have kicked you out. Jesus said, is it necessary to hold such a grudge against our leader, Cap? Munch D. Cap. Nonsense. I only have such a grandson. Lazarus. Gerd D. Roger. Cap, although Luffy is your grandson, you have no right to interfere with him in his path of liking, because that guy is the man who wants to become the One Piece. Munch D. Luffy. That's right. I will definitely become the One Piece. Munch D. Cap. I really want to kill you, Roger. Luffy saw the appearance of the red-haired Shanks. Who are you? He asked, taking an involuntary step back. My name is Shanks, and I am the captain of this ship, replied the red-haired Shanks. If you dare to do something strange, I won't let it go easily. Luffy's face remained fierce. Soon, after some time has passed, Luffy also became acquainted with the red-haired Shanks and Yuta, and became good friends. When Smock Sanji. Luffy. How could you, you bastard, still have such a lovely childhood sweetheart? Tony Joba. You two have such a good relationship. Even when we first met, we were talking to each other in a foul language. Munch D. Luffy said, hee hee. It took me a lot of time to get to know Yuta. Nicole Robin. Yuta. If I remember correctly, she's the world-renowned singer. Munch D. Luffy. Singer. Nami. Yes, Luffy. She's very famous, but it seems like you haven't followed any newspapers in this area. I thought you wouldn't be interested, so I didn't let you read it. But what surprised me was that you actually know each other. Munch D. Luffy. Really? Speaking of which, Yuta's dream is to become a singer. We haven't seen each other for a long time, it's really nostalgic. Amidst heated discussions in the chat room. The video on the projection screen has also been converted for playback. Parallel world. After defeating the giant bear with armed color dominance, Luffy returned to Windmill Village. At the location of the port, he saw a ship slowly sailing towards the shore. This ship is also the ship of the red-headed pirates. Lu Fei, standing on the coast, noticed a young girl standing on the bow of the boat. That is Yuta. The two looked at each other for a few seconds. Are you pirates? Said Luffy. Then Yuta opened his mouth and prepared to say something. Ding, 1 minute limited time QA starts. What would Yuta's first sentence be? A. Yeah. Do you have any objections? B. Do you have any prejudice against pirates? C. I like you, let's date. D. Are you interested in joining us as pirates? E. I heard from Shanks that there is a very powerful young man in this village, is that you? Buddha's Warring States. Here. Here, the limited time QA is here again. Steelbone Kong. Attention all the Navy, think about the correct answer immediately. Be sure to answer as soon as possible. Kuzan. Although this is a parallel world, it is different from our world, but after all, this is the first time the Straw Hat Kid meets Yuta, so the order of the conversation will not be wrong. I think the correct answer should be A. Yes, do you have any opinions? Although Kazan knows that parallel worlds are different from their own world. But you should know that Luffy and Yuta are meeting for the first time now. Luffy in the parallel world, like Luffy in their own world, asks Yuta if he is a pirate at first glance. And the Yuta of their world answered. Yes, do you have any objections? So logically speaking, Yuta of the parallel world also answered in this way. Crane. No, don't make such an early conclusion about Kazan. I think the correct answer should be E, because the grass hat boy in the parallel world has terrifying power at a young age and also possesses armed color dominance, probably already well known. That's why Yuta asked, I heard from Shanks that there is a very powerful boy in this village, is that you? Sakazuki. Is the correct answer between A and E. Steel Bone Kong. No. Wait a moment. Drawing on the experience of the previous round of QA failure, I always feel that the correct answer to the timed QA is always unbelievable. I think there is also a certain possibility of C. Because this answer is too outrageous. No one would have thought of the last QA. The correct answer is that Luffy defeated the giant bear head. On. Because this answer is too unbelievable. So, Steel Bone Kong has become smarter. Time-limited QA, let's first look at the most outrageous answer. And this time, Steel Bone Sky glanced over, and the most outrageous answer was undoubtedly C. I always feel like it's worth a try. T. Dolphin. I think it's unlikely, Commander Kong. Luffy from the parallel world has the ability to defeat the giant bear head. On, which is indeed beyond our imagination. It's unexpected, but this time you've chosen a C that's not beyond our imagination, it's outrageous. How could anyone meet for the first time and just say they want to date? Kneeling for flowers, evaluation tickets, monthly tickets. Chapter 9. Yuta confesses Luffy. You are listening at novel full.audio. Ghost Spider. T. Porpoise Brother is right, Commander Kong. Doberman. That Yuta is a world-renowned singer, even in a parallel world different from ours, I still don't think she would be such a casual woman. The Warring States period of Buddhism. Kongu, among these options, only A and E have a high possibility, and the other options are not very likely. As for what you said about C, there is absolutely no possibility. When Luffy and Yuta first met in this world. But when they speak ill of each other, they look like they will start fighting. If it weren't for the timely obstruction of the red-haired Shanks. The Warring States period believed that the two would really fight. Even if parallel worlds are different, they wouldn't go so far, would they? Confess directly upon meeting. It's completely impossible. Anyway, it's also Luffy. The pay gap cannot be so big. Pagliasolino. Well, I also think C is an impossible empty gentleman. The charm of a straw hat boy is not that great. Munch D. Cap. What? Pagliasolino, you're actually underestimating my precious grandson. My precious grandson has such great charm. Pagliasolino. That's not what I meant, Mr. Cap. Munch D. Cap. I choose C. I like you. Let's date. Buddha's Warring States. Kapu, you idiot, why waste your quota and randomly choose one? Kuzan. Mr. Kapu, you're impulsive. Steel Bone Kong said, don't panic during the Warring States period. Anyway, we have many naval personnel, so let's take care of all the options. I also chose C to gamble. I like you, let's date. Baisho Kaiduo. Choose A. Yes, do you have any objections? Golden Lion Sure G. Choose E. I heard from Shanks that there is a very powerful young man in this village, is that you? Sakazuki. Hurry up. Get the answer quickly, don't be preempted by this group of pirates. Soon. All the answers from A to E were answered by the pirates and the navy. Baisho Kaiduo. Cluck. I am the first person to answer A, and this reward will definitely be taken by me. Jean. Congratulations, Kaido. Jack. Kaiduo, the boss is really fast. As soon as I submitted the answer to A, I was left behind by dozens. Quinn. This reward will definitely be taken by Boss Kaido. Golden Lion Shiki. Fool. E is the correct answer. And I am the first person to get an E. Baisho Kaiduo. A is the one. Golden Lion Shiki. E is the one. Edward Newgate. Neither A nor E, B is. Marco. Dad, I also chose B. Joey. If the correct answer is B, that would be great. Dad and Marco can both receive rewards. Bista. May God bless us, the Whitebeard Pirates. The correct answer must be B. Douglas Barrett. But then again, it's really surprising that there are actually candidates for C, Steel Bone Kong, and Cap. What two idiots are there? Wait, Sand Crocodile Bastard, why did you also choose C? Clockdale. What do I choose? Do I need to report it to you, you scumbag? He was just robbed of all the other answers. Come to my senses, only C can make it to the top 3. I simply chose C. Duo Flamenco. Sand Crocodile Bastard, are you fantasizing about choosing an outrageous answer and unexpectedly receiving rewards like the last QA? Clockdale. Can you shut up, Domingo? I can see that the answer you chose is E, but you have already been left behind in dozens of places. Even if the correct answer is really E, you won't get a reward. I'm at least trying to get the correct answer, it's much more normal than you, this guy, dreaming of choosing an outrageous answer and getting a reward, said Domingo Clockdale. Boring conversation, shut up. Bondewold. The Navy is just a bunch of fools, wasting 2 spots and grabbing an impossible option. Steel Bone Kong. You curse again. Munch D, Cap. Don't underestimate the charm of my precious grandson. Sakaski. Don't worry, Commander-in-Chief. I also got the top 3 in option A, and Kazan got the top 3 in option E. Anyway, our Navy will receive rewards. Palyasalino. Roger is left to you, Sakaski, Kazan. Kazan. The correct answer hasn't been announced yet, and I haven't even received the reward yet. Are you in a hurry to throw Roger onto us, Palyasalino? Palyasalino. Well, there must be one of you who can answer correctly. Amidst heated discussions in the chat room, the sound of a system also reached everyone's ears. Ding, the countdown to the 1-minute timed QA is over. Parallel World sitting on the railing, Yuta stared at Luffy for several seconds, then blushed and stuttered, I like you, let's date. Chapter 10. Kapu, Steel Bone Restoration of Youth, Chloe. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Baisho Kaiduo. Golden Lion Sure G. The Warring States Period of Buddhism. Kuzan. Marco. Wait. What's the situation? Yuta confessed directly to Luffy. Aren't they just meeting for the first time? Bista. It's fake, how could anyone confess their love right after we met? Doberman. Is that world-renowned singer such a casual person? Peach Rabbit. No, it's not that she's too casual. Maybe the Straw Hat Kid from the parallel world has too much charm. Kuzan. Isn't that right? Aren't they just meeting for the first time? Where did Yuta feel the charm of the Straw Hat Kid? T. Porpoise. What's going on with the Straw Hat Boy in the parallel world? Vince Mock Sandwich. Confessing. Confessing right after meeting. Luffy. You bastard is too enviable. No. Luffy from a parallel world is also too enviable. Usopp. This is too exaggerated. When Luffy from our world first met Yuta, he was still met with malicious language from the other party, but when Luffy from the parallel world met Yuta, he was directly confessed. Roronoa Solon. As Luffy, Yuta shouldn't have such a big difference in treatment between them, right? Seeing Yuta confess directly to Luffy. There are not many people in the chat room who are not confused. Because this is simply too strange. Luffy in their world at least spent some time with Yuta before becoming friends. But Luffy from the parallel world had not yet gotten along with Yuta, so the other party confessed directly. Steel Bone Kong. By the way. Ha ha ha. I guessed it right. I knew that in the QA options, as long as you choose the most outrageous one, you can definitely get it right. Munch D. Cap. You've seen the charm of my grandson. Palyasalino. Mr. Cap, that's the Straw Hat Kid from the parallel world. Munch D. Cap. What's going on, Palyasalino? Luffy from the parallel world is not my grandson anymore. Beast Kai Duo. It's fake. This video is fake, I protest. The correct answer should be A. Kaiduo is numb. Enter the top 3 for 2 consecutive quizzes. Every time he feels hopeful, can answer correctly, and can receive rewards. But unexpectedly, both times were wrong. And the correct answer was something he never expected. Golden Lion Shiki. It's strange. The correct answer should be E. I protest. Edward Newgate. Unfortunately, I couldn't answer correctly. Red-haired Shanks. So, do you like Luffy, Yuta? Yuta. I didn't have it. The current timeline is 1520 in the Gregorian calendar, and Yuta has not yet learned the truth about Eligia's downfall. At this moment, Yuta still harbors resentment towards the red-haired Shanks. And at the same time, Yuta also hates pirates. However, Luffy was his childhood friend after all. She can't say she hates Luffy now, but she can't say she likes it either. Marco. What's the difference in treatment? Yuta from the parallel world confessed to the Straw Hat Boy in his childhood. Why doesn't Yuta from our world like Straw Hat Boy? Bista. I'm getting more and more curious now. What's going on with the Straw Hat Boy in the parallel world, and how could he have such great charm? Sakaski said, although the correct answer is a bit beyond my imagination, fortunately, the 2 of us in the Navy have received rewards. Amidst the heated discussions in the chat room, the sound of a system also echoed into everyone's minds. Ding, announced the correct answer, the correct option is C. I like you, let's socialize. Congratulations to Munch D. Cap, Steelbone Kong, Crodal's answer is correct. Ding, congratulations to Munch D. Cap for receiving the reward of restoring youthfulness by 20 years. Ding, congratulations to Steelbone Kong for receiving the reward of being 20 years younger. Ding, congratulations to Clockdale for obtaining the Demon Fruit Maximum Promotion Scroll and immunity to the side effects of seawater. Munch D. Cap. Ha ha ha. Are you 20 years younger? In this way, my strength has returned to its peak. Carp roast for many times that his strength declined as he grew older. Now that I am 20 years younger, it can be said that I have directly restored Cap's state to its peak. Steelbone Kong. Am I 20 years younger too? This is really quite a good reward. Roger, you said you want to participate in the top war, right? Then let me come and see you for a while. Clockdale. Combination bastard, duo flamenco, why aren't you talking? Clockdale's mouth was crooked with a smile. He never expected that choosing an outrageous answer would really be right. With the Demon Fruit ability Maximum Enhancement Scroll, it can significantly enhance his Demon Fruit ability. The most important thing is that now Crocodile is immune to seawater and the side effects of sea floor stones. In this way, the advancing city will be completely unable to lock him in. With his ability, he can escape from prison at any time if he wants. Kneeling for flowers, evaluation tickets, monthly tickets.